In February this year, I had the opportunity to travel to Nepal with Engineers Without Borders, and I attended their 2-week Humanitarian Design Summit. The Humanitarian Design Summit is basically a chance to learn about EWB's human-centered design approach and how to tackle design challenges and in a developing country. They try to build on current strengths rather than focus on weaknesses like we tend to do as engineers in our society. Luckily enough, I was awarded a New Colombo Plan scholarship, so that funded the $3,000 worth of program fees. So that covered all of our resources, mentors, those sorts of things that you need to run a program. The only thing that I had to cover myself was the additional $500 fee. The only thing with that, it actually went as a donation to the EWB organisation. So that helps them to run their offices in Melbourne and Brisbane and, you know, fund other sorts of projects that we don't actually get to see. So yeah, you had to pay the $500, but it went to somewhere that was worth it and that was getting used for something good. My facilitators definitely made me feel safe. They were always looking out for us. They always made sure that whatever activity that we were doing was well planned and well thought out enough that each and every one of us felt safe and were safe. And not only that, the students that I went over with were also behind me every step of the way, making sure that as a group and as a cohort we were safe. The main highlight for being in Nepal would have been the people. Again, you meet people from, this time they were people from all around Australia, and they were student engineers, and they definitely had the same goals in life as me, and it creates a drive for you to do better in your degree so you can get out and graduate and do what you want with life. The main cultural difference would be we come from a developed country and they're in a developing country. Nepal was actually hit by an earthquake Anzac Day a few years ago, so they're still rebuilding. A lot of their buildings are barely intact, and a lot of people are still really worried that, you know, they're going to get another earthquake and they're going to lose more family and friends. So that would be the main cultural difference, is that everyone is willing to pull together as a community over there and, you know, have one common goal of rebuilding the community together so they can move on with life. There was a lot of challenges in Nepal. Kathmandu is a very dusty city and there's a lot of smog and smoke in the air. So breathing in itself is a difficulty, but you overcome these. Like, there's so many cultural differences compared to Australia, but it's something that you strive off and it's something that you build on. The highlight of my Nepal experience would be the 4 days that we spent in a village up in the mountains. So we got to stay in a small, tiny little village of about 50 or 60 people and stay in their little homes or huts, whatever you would like to call them, and be a part of their everyday life. Their farming, making food and meals for the community, trying to forward their way of living and to make it safer necessarily. Like, yeah, definitely developed a lot of new skills, not only interpersonal but technical as well. And I know before I left, I felt like I had that lack of personal skills. But like I said, you spend 2 weeks in an intense program with these people and you spend every day with them and you bounce ideas off some of the smartest people in Australia. You've got to learn to develop and to take on some of their skills. Definitely go, you have to apply. Nepal was probably one of the best experiences of my life, hands down. It's made me so much more aware of the things that I need to think about as an engineer going forward with my career and where I want to go with my career. It was just an invaluable experience. I can't recommend it more than that.